Folks, in today's video on the Stoney Ridge Farm, we've got a leaky valve problem. We're wasting thousands of gallons of water, and we're gonna fix it today.
I ain't afraid of work. I ain't afraid of play. I ain't afraid to get the job done and do it my own damn way. I ain't afraid of life. Times like this. If you mess with my freedom, I'll tell you just what you can kiss. That's right.
Mud everywhere, mud and water. The enemy of the farm is mud and water. Guys, welcome to the Stoney Ridge Farm today. Stupid should hurt, and Stupid has the wrong valve in his Mirafont waterer right here. So this is a Mirafont 3390 waterer. We're gonna get busy on this project. We've got to take this thing apart. We've got to stick a huge rod down in, turn the water valve off, and we've got to replace the water valve that's in place right here. We've got a huge mud hole. I'll show you everything that we're gonna do. And if you follow the live stream channel, which there'll be a link to the live stream channel down below and a pinned comment if you want to check it out. If you follow the live stream channel, you know this has been a problem for several weeks here on the farm. I'm talking about thousands of gallons of water per week coming out of this water tank and rolling off down the hill, and we've got to correct it today. So come along as we learn and have some fun today working with this cattle waterer. If this is your first time here, please hit the like button. If it's your 50th time here, please hit the like button. Jump in, subscribe to the channel. All around us is a 150-acre first-generation cattle farm. We're gonna have pigs soon. We're gonna have chickens, meat bird chickens again. We're gonna have laying hens, all sorts of fun stuff here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Let's talk about the tools of the trade we're gonna be using today. We're riding our Honda Foreman 500, awesome machine. It's got all sorts of Colpin racks on it so that I can use this to tread lightly on my pastures. That's what it's all about. Not bringing a heavy vehicle out here or a heavy tractor out here and compacting the soil. So, toolbox, all the tools are on here, and what we have is a Mirafont 3390 waterer. This is a frost-free or freeze-proof water tank, and basically the cows press this ball down, and down in there is your water, okay? This is part of what I'm gonna replace. So this cover comes off, and we can access all of our valves set up. You can see we have a pond around this. This is a mosquito area. It's a mud wallow for the cows, and that is not regenerative farming, so we've got to fix that. We're going to pop this cover off real quick. We'll show you guys how to access the valve, and we'll show you what the problem is with the valve. This is not a Mirafont water problem. This is a valve problem. I have the low pressure valve in a high pressure situation, so I should have got the 90 PSI valve, and I couldn't get it in time to shoot this video, but I did have a brass valve that I wanted to try first to see if it would work. So we're going to test a little bit here, and hopefully it works really good. So we'll pop the cover off and show you guys how this thing works. It's really interesting. So herein lies the problem right here, guys. This is the Mirafont valve, the Miraco valve. Pop this little cover off. You see it leaking right there. It's just oozing out. This is completely submerged, but if you lift up on it a little bit, it cuts off. But you can see it's just not enough pressure to push it up and fully close it, and this thing will seriously blast out some water. Now, the challenge lies right here. I have to go way down in this hole and use this critter right here. This is a key. This little guy, which is 6 feet long, has to go on there and go all the way down in that hole and catch that valve and turn it off. So that is my challenge for the day. Here we go. We're down on the ground, and the valve should be aligned this direction. So hopefully it'll drop right on. I feel it. That should, oh, that's not it. I can feel mud down there also. Oh, Daddy, do we get it? Yeah, baby, woohoo! You best not move that, Josh. Now let's get the valve out. Shouldn't be too bad. This is what's called a stop waste valve, so there'll be no water pressure up here at all. So first thing we gotta do, take a pair of channel locks. I'm gonna loosen up the set screw on the valve. Take that off. Get it out of the way. I'm gonna hang on to this valve because there's nothing at all wrong with it. Our new float compared to our old float is just about the same size. So this will be a metal float. Now our valve is simply turned on by hand. I put it on by hand, so I should be able to remove it, yep, by hand. It should be 3/4 inch threads. That's what I got. This is how the valve works. It's just plastic, but it's just not rated for this type of pressure. So that's the only problem. It's not a mirror fount problem, it's a Josh problem. And take a rag, wipe out the inside threads on here. First thing we'll do is test fit it. Make sure our 3/4 inch is gonna fit our 3/4 inch. The answer is yes, without a doubt. Here is our current valve setup. This is the float, this is the valve, okay? It's a plastic valve, which I have no problem with. I'm sure it'll last a very, very long time if I don't drop all the pieces out of it, like I just did. Yeah, so it's just a plunger. That was the plunger that closes and opens the valve. I'll set that guy back in there. Save this guy because he's an expensive little critter. And the new valve I'm gonna install is a brass valve. It's this critter right here. So this is gonna raise up the float, much like a toilet valve, and that will screw into place. So we'll take this and wrap it in Teflon tape, the direction that we're gonna screw it in, and we'll slide it right in there. And then we're gonna have the biggest challenge is gonna be adjusting this float, okay? This is not easy to bend. It's all stainless steel and brass. So I'm hoping that metal is gonna last longer than plastic, but the little plunger inside is made of rubber or plastic, rubberized plastic. So we'll see. If this works, I'll post a link down to this critter in the video description. Pretty inexpensive little valve. So are the mirror fount valves too. I've already placed orders for 5 90 PSI mirror fount valves because we got a lot of water pressure here, lots. We're gonna install the Teflon tape the direction that we would tighten so that as the Teflon tape does its job, it actually tightens into place around the threads. This is a tapered thread. I probably don't even need to Teflon tape it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Tear our Teflon. I'm gonna take my fingernails and just help get it seated down in there into our threads. That's a little plumber trick that I learned a long time ago. This is gonna tell the tale here. Screw this puppy in there. You know, a valve's only as good as its weakest part. We have to think about that as we install this. Now the valve should be off when I do that. Let's give it a test and see if it's gonna leak around here. No leak. And let's let it work. Woo! That's a lot of water pressure, guys. Check it out. Wow. Turn it back off. The second thing I need to be confident with is whether this float is going to fit. So is this gonna fit or not? Ooh, guys, we got a little tight spot here. So let's see how I can solve that problem. We gotta bend this. I'm gonna go bend it real quick. Okay, using my trusty ATV anvil, I'm gonna bend this. Just like so. I think that'll do it, and we'll make adjustments as needed here. Can never take the bend out, so we better get it right. Herein lies the challenge. This will not thread on inside the tank. So I took off this little piece right here, and we're gonna use that to thread it on outside of the tank and make our adjustments. I really hope that this works, guys. So we got here is a little bit of trial and error. Let me show you what I've got going. So this rod is a little too long to be inside here and correctly make this float valve work. So I'm gonna have to bend this rod just a little bit more and then reinstall the lid, and hopefully everything will work just fine. I only have a tiny amount of clearance in my lid right here. So I have to be careful that I bend it in the right place, but I think we've just about got it. If I turn it on right now, it's still overflowing. Spread out the sides right here, you can see. So we're gonna have to rethink it, bend this just a little bit more. I may even go back here and bend this just a little bit more so we get just the right water level. And we want the water level to be just at the top where these balls float and touch around the edge, but it doesn't leak right here. The mirror fount valve is a much better solution to this problem. So this is gonna be a temporary fix. I need to bend that straight with the other bend in there, so we shall see. Let's try the hook. So what I have to do, pull the pin down in here, take this whole piece out. That's what pushes the plunger Screw this guy in. Let's see, where are we at? Yeah, this guy here. It's a challenge, guys. Every day on the farm is a new challenge. Okay, we're just test fitting right now. We won't snug anything down. Slide our pin, this little brass pin. There we go. Well, that's backwards. It's not that one, it's this one. That may do the trick here. Test fit. Right. So we're a little high on our water level. What we gotta do, we gotta drain the water out. So I'm gonna reach down in. The drain plug right here. Pop that out. We'll drain our water out. See the water level really dropping quick. Slide our drain plug back into place. There we go. Now, this will tell the tale. Will it work or not? Turn her on. I still imagine I'll have to make an adjustment. Uh-oh. Made a boo-boo. Oh, goodness. We boo-booed. Drop that little pin down in there. Oh. And got that. Boo-booed that too. Well, here's how the valve works. That slides in right there. Let's try it again. Stick this in place. That water's blasting out so fast that the pin tried to jump out. Every day we learn on the farm. Contact. Oh, we're close, guys. Our balls are still floating here. That's off. Keep on going, baby. Oh, we're so close, guys. No water yet. No water yet. This is just the overflow point. There's a tank here and a tank here. I'm confident we're at the right level. I need to tighten everything up really good, and we'll double check it one more time. I think we got it. I think we got a brass valve. The next big check is to make sure it's gonna clear right here. I just replaced the valve. You can see right here, it's running its last little trickle. Both of the balls are still floating and no leaks out the side right here. All we have to do is make sure that this ball has enough strength to lift this to close that valve, and that's all it is to it. Pretty simple valve setup, pretty simple everything right here. Not quite as simple as replacing a valve on a toilet, but we got our problem solved. So I'll pop the cover back on here. It's working totally perfect, absolutely perfect. Now we'll let you guys know how the brass valve is doing versus the mirror fount valve. I'm gonna go ahead and order mirror fount valves for all of the rest of the waterers. I've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 75 to 90 PSI of water pressure right here, so I need a stronger valve. Stupid does hurt sometimes, and I just ordered the wrong valves, pretty much. That's all it is to it. So now we'll no longer have this messy, swampy area, and now the cows will be able to come up here and drink without wading through mud. So absolutely perfect, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little video. This is just a little farm maintenance. It's going on here on the Stoney Ridge. The cows will be back over here in about 3 days, and we'll be intensively mob grazing them throughout these paddocks right here. So 1/2 a day, 1/2 a day, 1/2 a day. We move the cows every 12 hours, we trample 1/3, we eat 1/3, and we leave 1/3, so when they come back through, they've got something to eat. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Take care, hit that like button. I'd love to have you back, so subscribe to the channel. See ya.
Come on down to the Stoney Ridge, bring your wife and bring your kids, we're living life here in the sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge.
Fall over. You should fall over, bud. Hey, bud, how you doing? You'll fall over a little bit for me? Alrighty then. Mud everywhere. Up north from way down south. Up, down. For a week are coming out of this water tank. So today we're gonna go, I messed up, and replace it. I did it again. Let's do it again. 3rd time's the charm. It's gonna be great. Woo woo. Keep on rolling, 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 rolling.